Good morning, everyone. I'm Olani Kendi by name, and I'm the admin of Christ Gist. I'll be starting something new today. We'll be taking a Bible reading, and we'll be reading starting from the book of Daniel. So we'll gain something from that each morning. And today we'll be looking at Daniel chapter 1 to 10. Alright, please just follow through. And at the end of this video, I'll just give my own personal review on what I learned from that Daniel chapter 1 to 10. Thank you very much. Continue. Enjoy your reading.
The Book of Daniel, Chapter 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim king of Judah came Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon unto Jerusalem, and besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim king of Judah into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God, and he brought the vessels into the treasure house of his God. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall you make me endanger my head to the king.
Alright, so what actually stood out for me is verse 3, when the king himself said he wants some children from Israel. And in verse 4, and see the specification that he wanted. He said the children whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skilled in all wisdom, and in knowledge and understanding science, and such as the ability such have the abilities in them to stand in the king palace. They should have the ability to stand in the king palace, in whom they might teach and learn the tongues of the Chaldeans. Verse 6 also stood out to me. He said, among those people were Daniel, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. These people stood out. That means they have those characteristics. And what actually stood out to me was in that verse 9 also. You can see that Daniel has that spirit of favor. What stood out to me is that verse 9. He said, and now God brought Daniel unto favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuch. Daniel started his favor, been having favor from the eunuch, even before getting to the king. You can see that Daniel really stood out. And looking at this, I just want to you read it personally, ponder on it, and you can drop what you learned also from this in the comment section. Thank you.